Just a quick hello to everyone who's joining this session. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes, so just bear with us and then we will get going for you all. We've just got some people still joining at the moment. You're muted, Adrian. Should just be at the bottom. Just while Adrian is sorting out her microphone. Oh, there we go.
I was just letting people in. It's just a few more people joining. Here they come.
Perfect.
Right. Hopefully that's it. Oh, another one. Okay. We'll just give it another 30 seconds because it seems like people are still coming.
I'm not sure how to turn off that ding dong sound.
That's people coming in, and I don't know how to turn it off either, so we'll just have to let them in as they come. Let's just give it until it stops. It's a bit like popcorn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just when you think it's finished, it starts again.
Juliana, if you can hear us, if there's a way to turn off the doorbell when people enter, that'd be fabulous.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that's possible. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I think it will probably quieten down a bit now.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So let's just assume, I think, that everybody's in. So good morning, everyone, or good afternoon even, and thanks very much for joining us today. We're going to be talking about fashion degrees at Ravensbourne and Falmouth University. My name is Adrienne Marriott Mills, and I work in the international team at Falmouth University.
And my name is Rois, and I work at Ravensbourne University London in the UK and EU team. So today we've got a presentation for you all. We should hopefully have some time for questions at the end. But if we do run out of time, you can come and visit our booths afterwards. So we'll be here until 5 p.m. your time. So you can go and see Adrian at Falmouth or myself at Ravensbourne. So you'll be able to find our booths after this session. So let me just get sharing here. And you can just confirm that's showing properly. Can you see that?
Not quite yet.
It seems to be showing. Yep, now?
I can't see it.
It's saying I'm presenting to everyone.
It's not showing your screen, it's just showing presentation. Yeah.
I've stopped. Try again, I'm going to try again.
Okay.
Maybe that's why. Let's try again. Share. Any luck?
I think it's coming.
Okay.
Yep. Excellent.
Perfect. All right, fabulous. So we'll get started. So again, welcome. It's great to see so many of you have joined this session about fashion courses in the UK. So we're going to start with a little introduction. So as mentioned, my name's Rois. And for those of you who haven't heard of us, Ravensbourne University London is, as its name suggests, situated in London. We're in North Greenwich, so something called the Greenwich Peninsula. If you've heard of the O2, we're right next door to the O2, so the one that looks like the big white dome on the edge of the Thames. So we are a creative specialist university, which means that everything we do is about creative arts, design, media, or computing. We have around 2,600 students. Lots of them do come from the UK, but we also get students from the EU and internationally across the world. So it's a really exciting place to study, and we're really focused on industry as well, which we'll be able to talk a bit more about later on. Here we just have a quote from a recent graduate who says, "The best thing about Ravensbourne is that it gave me exposure to industry from the start. I went to talks from visiting industry professionals, and my tutor was well connected too. All of this has given me deeper insight into how the fashion industry works, which was invaluable." I'll be able to let people in. I've worked out how to do it.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. As I mentioned before, my name is Adrian, and I come from Falmouth University, and I work with the international team. Falmouth University is located in beautiful Cornwall, England, and we specialize in the creative industries. We offer over 50 undergraduate degrees and 20 postgraduate degrees. We're a very small university for the UK, a little bit bigger than Ravensbourne, but we have just under 5,000 students, and we offer very much a campus-based experience. So almost all of our first-year students choose to live in our halls of residence, most of which are either on campus or adjacent to campus. So we have something for every lifestyle and pocketbook, and we guarantee accommodation for all first-year international students. So we're very much a do and make university, and our classes take place in studios rather than in classrooms. We don't have exams because we don't think that that's the right way to assess creative learning. Rather, our students are assessed through projects, creative briefs, and group work. And all of our students are allowed to access all of the fantastic facilities at the university, not just the ones in your department. And each and every year, our students are off timetable for 2 weeks, and they take part in our workshop weeks, where they can participate in literally hundreds of workshops across the whole university, regardless of what they're studying. So everything from jewelry making to screen printing to poetry writing to coding to studio music sessions are available. And we support our international students a lot. We give them academic help. There's free term time English classes available if you need it. And we have also over 120 club societies and sports that they can participate in. So lots of ways to make friends and do lots of other things besides studying.
All right. Oh, it's just frozen a bit. There we go. So here we have the fashion courses available at both our universities. So we've already mentioned that Ravensbourne is slightly smaller. So you can see we're focused on 3 fashion courses. We've got a BA Hons in fashion. So that's kind of your typical fashion design. We've got fashion promotion and fashion buying brand management. We will be going into all of these courses. And on the left-hand side here, you can see all of Falmouth courses, fashion design, textile design, fashion photography, fashion styling and art direction, fashion marketing, 3 and 4 year, and costume design for film and television. But let's look a little bit further into those courses now.
Right, so our fashion design students make clothes from day one, and they work in a supportive studio environment, and we encourage our students to challenge the status quo and articulate their ideas through fashion. This is a practical fashion degree, and it teaches you technical and creative design skills across women's wear and menswear. And this is to help you stand out in the industry as you create original, responsible, and inspiring fashion garments. So our students gain a working knowledge of core design skills such as research, analysis, translation, drawing, pattern cutting, and construction, as well as innovation skills such as risk-taking and experimenting with new technologies. So our students work with our team of highly experienced academics and technical staff, and they collaborate with colleagues and students from different courses as well. And they learn from industry guest lecturers, they take on live projects with brands, and they develop their own practice to an industry standard. Next slide, please.
Sorry, it's just
a bit slow, isn't it? Yeah, a bit slow today. Is it having a think?
It is thinking about it. Sorry about this, everyone. We just seem to be a little bit slower in getting started. There we go.
Excellent. So our textile design students are also part of a very supportive community of multidisciplinary textile designers and makers. They learn how to create sustainable designs for a range of outcomes and to take creative risks. And they blend studio work with professional practice to develop an understanding of the textiles industry, but also they're perfecting a range of techniques in our purpose-built studios. And there are opportunities for them to visit international trade fairs and exhibit work in their final year show so that they graduate as confident and industry-ready textile designers. Next slide, if it ever gets there. Right. So our fashion photography students learn how to create dynamic photography and moving image as well. And they have access to some of the most innovative equipment, including 8 industry-sized studios, dark rooms, post-production suites, and an incredibly well-equipped photography resource center. And they work across film, photography, and animation, and they cover all areas of fashion, from catwalk to street style. They learn about advertising campaigns, they produce fashion photographs for clients and for our in-house gallery, and they create web-based work, fashion fanzines, and designer lookbooks. Next slide, please. Excellent. So the Fashion Styling and Art Direction course is the latest course to be taught in the Fashion and Textiles Institute. So if you decide this is the right course for you, you'll graduate with the skills that you need to become a freelance practitioner or step into an in-house role. So you'll be working with teams from a variety of backgrounds. And throughout this course, you develop the knowledge, practical skills, and professional understanding to launch a successful career in fashion styling. There's lots of different job outcomes that are possible from this course. So you could go on to become a stylist, a style consultant, a fashion futurologist, which sounds very exciting, an art director, a set designer, or a model booker. Next slide. Excellent. So our fashion marketing students learn to fuse skills in business design and communications, and they gain an understanding of the need for a considered and conscious and sustainable approach to the very fast-paced fashion marketplace. They can choose from either a 3 or a 4-year course with a year in industry, and they explore social and digital brand communications and the role of visual design in globalized fashion. And they use our industry standard equipment and fashion marketing studio to learn about concept development and creative direction. And they really have a focus on interdisciplinary collaboration with other courses such as fashion design, fashion photography, and interior design. So they deliver live projects in a really realistic and industry-focused environment, and they work with industry partners such as Gap, John Lewis, and Fred Perry. Next slide, please. So on the costume design fulfillment television degree, our graduates can look forward to a wide range of costume design roles within the film and television industries, including things like costume designer, costume maker, costume cutter, costume buyer, styling assistant, and celebrity styling. And they learn everything from garment design to garment construction. And they also explore fashion history, how to interpret scripts and characters, and they learn how to work as part of a creative team. Next slide, please. So the facilities in the Fashion and Textile Institute are fabulous and centered around our studio spaces on our Penryn campus, and it caters for solo and group working. All of our students have their own studio space, so they don't need to clean up at night. They can leave their stuff there. And the facilities include a printmaking studio, digital fabric printers, professional fitting stands, embroidery machines, to name a few. And if you're a fashion photography student, you also have access to our Institute of Photography, which has the latest equipment, such as professional studios, processing labs, and post-production suites. So you'd be working with industry standard surroundings from the very beginning of your studies.
Okay, so over to Ravensbourne Courses. As mentioned, we have our general fashion course, which is for those students interested in fashion design. Now, this is a highly competitive course because it's very popular, because of what students are able to produce. Right now, for those of you who don't know, is London Fashion Week, and Ravensbourne have been the only university who have been invited to do a showcase. So Ravensbourne fashion students are actually there right now, taking part today. But our fashion course has an international reputation for creating highly employable graduates, and it's very focused on up and coming fashion digital technologies. So the way in which the fashion industries are changing and how these emerging technologies are affecting that. But you will build fundamental skills in textiles, design digital directives, and the most current software. New technologies you can see I've written here include things like 3D printing, digital print, digital embroidery, laser cutting, CAD design, and you'll have access to our Ravensbourne Atelier, as well as our materials library, which is essentially a library where you can go and have a look at all the different materials you could possibly want to use, where you can source them from, what different aspects they have, how sustainable they are, things like that. And you will work on industry-led live briefs and competitions from big brands. So all of our fashion courses I'm talking about today include an accredited placement. This takes place at the end of your second year. They're up to 12 weeks long, so 3 months, and they can also have the option to be extended into the summer. For fashion promotion, this is more for students who are interested in fashion, but they don't actually want to be kind of designing and creating the clothes. But you're interested in telling a brand's unique stories through different mediums. That might be film, it might be digital or print magazines, it might be social media, websites, apps, but you'll be building all of the essential skills that you need to support that. So think about photography, film, graphic design, illustration, marketing. And again, working to those real industry briefs, you will get equipped with everything you need to know to effectively communicate and market brands to the fashion world. So the placements for fashion promotion include Jimmy Choo, Depop, Stella McCartney, Vivienne Westwood, Estee Lauder, Armani, and Coach. And finally, we have fashion buying and brand management. This is the only one of our fashion courses where you don't have to submit a creative portfolio, because it's less about that design aspect and more about the fashion world itself. So if you're interested in fashion, you want to work for a fashion brand, a fashion house in some aspect, then this would be the course for you. You'll be looking at forecasting trends, interpreting consumer behavior, looking at the importance of sustainability, and understanding the global fashion market. So you'll be looking at fashion buying, merchandising, sourcing, product development, brand and quality management. Group projects are a really big part of this course, and you will also be collaborating with the other students on the other fashion courses. But it is a very popular course. Here you can see a quote we have from someone working within the fashion industry who says, "I was continually impressed by student professionalism and preparedness for a career in fashion. Not only do the students possess the skills to succeed, they also demonstrate an incredible awareness of the current shape of fashion retail and an insight into the future factors facing the industry," which I think is really important. I touched on facilities before. We have trained technicians on hand to teach you how to use everything that you might be interested in. We have a kit store where you can loan out equipment such as it might be film equipment or camera equipment. Maybe you want to film a catwalk. Maybe you need the camera equipment as part of your fashion promotion work. And you would be trained on how to use that. And then you would be able to loan out that equipment. Our atelier, our materials library, as I spoke about earlier. We also have IMAX suites, an HD TV studio, prototyping suite, and a print shop that you may well be using in your day-to-day life as a fashion student at Ravensbourne.
Right. So looking forward to jobs that you might look at when you graduate. At Falmouth, we're very focused on job outcomes, and we have an employability service called RealWorks that helps all of our students to access high quality jobs when they leave, and offers a huge range of tools and resources and e-learning to help you realize your potential and secure your dream career. So there you can get help building your CV, you can take practice interviews, there's weekly workshops and specialist events. RealWorks can help students to find employment opportunities, to develop business ideas, or to take steps to going freelance if that's what they want. All of our courses are mapped onto industry to ensure that you're developing the skills that you need to launch a successful career. And RealWorks is also the place to go if you want to undertake a semester abroad with one of our many international partners. All of our courses have some type of work experience built into them. Some of it's compulsory, sometimes it isn't compulsory, but if you want to undertake a placement or you want to benefit from work experience, then that is always available to you, and we very much encourage and support you to do that.
And at Ravensbourne, equal to Falmouth in that we're very focused on employability. We call ourselves a university designed for industry. Essentially, we don't want our students, our fashion students, to graduate and be in a position where they're like, okay, what am I doing next? What now? We want you to graduate knowing exactly what your next step is. You'll have a professional portfolio. You'll have had your internship and work experience, and you'll know where you're going next, as well as having made contacts not only through live briefs, through industry talks, but also through the students that you've been working with and collaborating with for 3 years. So we have staff who work within the industry or have very recently worked within the industry, which means they have great connections for you. Visiting professionals, they might come and give a talk about a particular subject you're learning about at the time. It might be about their route or what their career is, so that you can better understand the options available to you. That's a really great way to find out about new opportunities and just to find out the different sort of jobs that you have available. Just because you're doing fashion doesn't necessarily mean you will be a fashion designer. There's so many ways that you can go with that. Internships, as mentioned, guaranteed for all of our fashion students at the end of their second year. We highly encourage networking, not just with your local students, but also with professionals within the industry. Many students might do this by having a practice-based Instagram, and they find that's a really great way to connect with people from within the industry. We have something called the Lates, which is also industry talks, free to our students to attend. Live briefs, exciting events for fashion students. We have a careers team on hand. They are there to give you that practical advice, not only about sourcing your internship, but also a CV workshop, how to put together a professional portfolio, interview skills, those practical skills that you need when you enter the professional world. And we also have a jobs board, and many industry partners post jobs on there that they wouldn't post elsewhere, because Ravensbourne is really well known within London. And you will have access to that jobs board even after you've graduated. So if you graduated 20 years ago, you can still access that. When we're looking about sustainability in fashion, I think it's worth mentioning the materials library again. So we host over 1,500 physical samples and an online database which you can access, which has 7,500. So 1,500 that you can see in the building, and the rest are online. It allows you to discover new materials, and you consider those important qualities such as the production process. You can find different alternatives to plastics. You can think about what are the miles on this piece of material that I want to use, but equally, is it still suitable for the piece I'm creating? So it's a really fantastic resource to have at Ravensbourne. And we also have our digital focus. So you'll be using those innovative digital technologies for your projects. This allows for less waste, new techniques that are less harmful to the environment, and quality production over quantity. Obviously, we know fast fashion is a huge issue globally and within the industry. So our students are looking at approaches to directly see how they can reduce that. How can we reduce fast fashion and look at quality over quantity?
So at Falmouth University in 2019, the university declared that there is a worldwide climate emergency. And our response to that is to put sustainability at the heart of everything we do. So sustainability is built into everything that we teach and how our students learn. So we're committed to putting the environment at the forefront of everything that we do, whether it's that we don't allow plastic bottles on campus, or that our fashion and textile students write their own sustainability statement at the beginning of the year. They state how they are going to put sustainability into everything that they do, and then they actually are held accountable for that. So we have loads of ways that we're addressing sustainability and trying to fight climate change, as well as I put on the right-hand side of this slide, this is just a small example, but loads and loads of clubs and societies that are focused around sustainability. It's really very important to our staff, and it's important to our students. So these are the entry requirements for French students that you see up on the screen. They're not all of them, so if you're doing a qualification that you don't see there, do ask us about it. There are loads of ways as well that you can evidence your English language as well, and those are listed on our website. Almost all of our courses require a creative portfolio, and we give loads of support for that. Only fashion marketing doesn't, and for that, our students apply by doing a creative pitch. Again, we give loads and loads of support. So don't be afraid of it. It's another way to evidence your suitability for the course and to show the academic staff the creative journey that you're on, and that you take responsibility for that. So, it's an extra thing that's really a bonus, I would say, that you get to show in the application procedure.
So at Ravensbourne, you can see our entry requirements here. If you're doing A-level or international A-level, we would look for 2 Cs, 24 IB points, and 11 overall in the French back. We will also require proof of English, such as 5.5 in your IELTS. However, if you're doing the IB, we can accept English language literature. So much as Adrian said, it's worth getting in touch if you're studying a qualification that's not shown here, as we will usually accept it, and we'll be able to let you know what we need for that. Those 2 courses, fashion and fashion promotion, would require a creative portfolio. We're looking for you to show your creative process, not just a final piece. That's really important to see how you've got there. We're looking for a variety of skills and techniques, and for it to be course specific. So although you can include work from if you studied something like fine art, photography, graphic design, we would still want to see a fashion focus there, at least for a couple of your projects. You can find lots of help and guidance both at the booth, if you visit the booth for Ravensbourne at this fair, but also on our website. We have workshops to support you, drop-in sessions if you have any questions. We're not there to try and catch you out by doing a portfolio. It's just another opportunity for you to showcase your skills, showcase why you are suited to our fashion courses. Okay, so that's really the end of our presentation today. So thank you so much to those of you who have joined. If you want to find some more information, we have some QR codes here. So you can either screenshot and use it later, or if you've got your phone handy, you can use it to access our prospectuses or request a prospectus. And also, if you want to keep in touch, if you want either of our universities to let you know about virtual events that are happening, if we're coming to Paris, if there's anything that you can join online, please do use those keep in touch QR codes, or alternatively you can email us, both emails there, as well as our Instagram tags and our websites. I think we're going to have to, I'm not sure we've got time for questions right now. If anyone does quickly have a question, please do put it in the chat for myself or Adrian, and we will help you. But otherwise, please come and visit our booths. We would love to see you at this fair. Obviously, we've got another hour and a half there this afternoon, and you can come and ask your questions about a specific course at either university. It might be about university life itself. It might be that you have questions just about studying in the UK, which is absolutely fine. So do please come and visit us. Adrian, do you have anything you want to add before we finish here?
No, I just want to say thank you everyone for joining us, and do join us on our booth. You can literally ask us anything and we will answer. Look forward to seeing you on our booth.
Thank you so much, everyone, and have a lovely rest of the fair today and a lovely evening. But I think that's it for us, Juliana. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.